I was 13 years old on September 20th, 1961, when Betty phoned my home and spoke to my mother about the close encounter that she and my uncle had had the previous evening in New Hampshire's White Mountains.
The uncle and Betty Kathleen is referring to are Betty and Barney Hill, the victims of the first alien abduction case to go public in the United States.
I saw the emotional impact of all of this on Betty and Barney, and it had an emotional impact upon me as well.
This groundbreaking incident is once again gaining notoriety in the state of New Hampshire. On July 20th, 2011, several years after Mike Stevens from Farmington, New Hampshire began petitioning for a marker to commemorate Betty and Barney Hill's UFO experience, the state's Division of Historical Resources erected a historical marker next to the highway in front of cabin number 20 at the Indian Head Resort in North Lincoln. The plaque is directly across the street from the granite stone face called Indian Head. The plaque reads, "On the night of September 19th-20, 1961, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, couple Betty and Barney Hill experienced a close encounter with an unidentified flying object and 2 hours of lost time while driving south on Route 3 near Lincoln. They filed an official Air Force Project Blue Book report of a brightly lit cigar-shaped craft the next day, but were not public with their story until it was leaked in the Boston Traveler in 1965. This was the first widely reported UFO abduction report in the United States." Kathleen Martin wrote the inscription on the plaque, in which every statement had to be footnoted and supported by ample evidence that it was true and accurate. In all, the wording for the 12-line plaque had 20 footnotes and 28 sources listed in its bibliography. It was only a mile south of Indian Head and almost directly in their path when the couple encountered a huge flattened circle disc with a row of intense blue-white lighted windows along its forward edge.
My uncle had gotten out of the car. He had looked at it through binoculars at a close encounter field. It, at that point, moved from its location to about 200 feet above their vehicle and descended to within about 100 feet of Barney.
Part of the evidence collected, which is currently in an archival collection at the University of New Hampshire, was Betty's dress from that evening. The dress had what seemed to be a pink powder on it.
That dress has undergone chemical analysis 5 different times. No one has ever been able to identify what that pink powder is.
Martin would like to see further testing done.
We can give any scientist who has the funds to do this swaths from this dress and the background and the results of the previous chemical analyses on this dress.
For more on this story, go to openminds.tv and click articles. The story title is "New Hampshire Commemorates Betty and Barney Hill UFO Experience."